Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, before we start, let me introduce myself. My name Thomas. I am the consultant, solution consultant for the Autodesk MNE. Today we're talking about the human IK. We're focusing for rigging, rigging part from the Maya. So, okay, I think we can go jump to the what the takeaway, what we will take away. Okay. So this is the key takeaway for today. So we will see about the understanding. The first we will see the understanding about the human IK system, and then we will see the animation workflow inside in demo. Yeah, because we need to see any demo from this webinar. So we will see about the let's say how to create the human IK and then characterize the character. And also we have a show about the using the quick rig. Yeah, this is the alternative how to create the rig, the tools from Maya. And then we can go to the paint skin. Yeah, after we have the rig from the character, then we continue the paint skin of weight. Yeah, this is to determine which area we want to move. Yeah, we want to define. Yeah, that's why we need to do some paint skin, or we can call the paint skin weight. And also we after the character is already set up, so we can go to the part of the to apply the animations. And today I'm using the motion maker, yeah, the new feature from Maya 2026.1. Yeah, that's why I think previously when we did the human IK demo, mostly we do have the FBX file, the motion file. Yeah, but today I try to implementation the new features animations coming in Maya 2026. Yeah, that's why okay, let's we see, and I think after this we will see. Yeah, this is the introductions, the new Bifrost. Yeah, because we will see right now Bifrost is a part of the system. Yeah, the rig system. Yeah, that's why we will see what's new Bifrost for rigging system. Yeah, I think, and the last we will see any update, the new update coming in Maya 2026, and what's update. Okay, let's see after this demo we will see this webinar we will cover until this agenda. Okay, let's jump to the first topic. We're talking about the understanding. Yeah, maybe if you already using the human IK, I think this one is I think very familiar. Yeah, very familiar, which mean yeah, every animator, every rigging artist. So we when we talking about the humanoid, which mean the human, the rig of human. Yeah, mostly they using the human IK. Human IK is a part of the Maya tools that can bring us is more easy way to create the rig on your character. Yeah, because there is a lot things to do in the rig. Maybe you understand about the how to create the rig, the manual by one by one to create a bond. Yeah, I think it takes time. Yeah, I think it's yeah. Let's say if you own the game character or anything regarding the character, I think is more human IK is I think the answer. Yeah, but the question is how about the let's say you own the custom character. Let's say they own more than one leg, more than one hand, anything. Yeah, I think you can go through, and then from the human IK itself, you can custom. Yeah, you can add the bone. Yeah, from your character. I think we can go through, and yeah, in this slide, when we see why, yeah, why using human IK, yeah, I think the first we getting the fast and flexible rigging. Yeah, because this is I can say the fast how to implement the rigging on your character by using the human IK. That's why everyone using the human IK, yeah, as the tools for rigging on their character. And the second, easily when you do some retarget, yeah, motion capture. Let's say you want the motion capture, you want to implementation to your character. So I think the next step is the retargeting. Yeah, because once you get the bone, yeah, I think next we will see in demo. Once you get the bone on your character, and then you need to before you apply the motion, you need to retarget. Yeah, because we need change from the bone to the characterize. Yeah, I mean the characterize your bone. Okay. So the third, I think ideal for the game film virtual production workflow. Yeah, I think this is more easy. Let's say you want to apply, you have the mocap file, you can implementations, you can retargeting from your motion file. I think it's more easy by the Human IK. And the last Human IK is integrate with the motion library and mocap tools. Yeah, I think inside in motion Human IK there is a example for the integrations for the motion library. Yeah, I think it's not much, but yeah, you can implement is more easy right now. You can go through inside in Human IK. There is a sample of the motion. Even though, let's say you own the character from the outside, I think yeah, you can implementation also. Even though you can create some of the inside in this library, yeah, for the Human IK mocap tools. Okay. So I think we go forward from this demo. Yeah, I think this demo I'm using character from the Maximo. Yeah, I think the Maximo character commonly they on the rig. Yeah, yeah. Maybe if you go to the Maximo, then you can. I think mostly yeah, mostly they download from the character. Yeah, I think it's more easy because this is the character is already there, and then you just only the download from the character, then there is an rig. Yeah, that's why in this demo I'm using this character from the Maximo website. Maximo is by Adobe, and I think the rig, so I delete the rig for a while because we need to demo for the setup the Human IK inside this character. Okay, so the first there is some couple of these items, yeah, on when you see my screen right now. Yeah, the first we need to set up the character. Yeah, and then we can using the Human IK. Yeah, the second we characterize, and then we can see the difference between you apply from the Human IK step by step. And there is options, yeah, to create the rig using the using quick rig tools. Yeah, I think this one is the tools, another tools from Maya. Yeah, they call the quick rig. And then yeah, I think the next we will do some paint skin weight, because yeah, I think every animator, every rigging, yeah, when you play around with rigging, yeah, I think you dealing with the paint skin weight, yeah, to define, to determine any area on your character. And then I think that will see apply, yeah, that we apply the motion with the motion maker tools. And the last we will see the new things inside in Bifrost, yeah, for the rigging. Okay, so we jump into the first demo. Yeah, this is the character that I download from the Maximo website. So yeah, of course, yeah, I think when you see in outliner there is no skeleton because I already delete. Yeah. So the first, when you see this is the Human IK, if you go, you can access this Human IK. You can go to the top of when in my viewport. Yeah, this is the Human IK. Yeah, just click this button, then the Human IK, but Human IK attribute will be join. Yeah, will be join. Yeah, will be join this one. There is a couple things to options. Yeah, let's say they create, because this is the step by step. Yeah, like through wizard. Yeah, this is inside in Human IK. That's why the first, this is the create skeleton. Yeah, and then there is a create control rig, because once you get the skeleton, I think you need to create the control rig. Yeah, once you get the skeleton, then you can characterize, you generate the control rig, yeah, via the Human IK. Yeah, I think this is how to easy, yeah, more easy, yeah, for everybody. Then when they play around with the Human IK rigging, so more easy, because when you see, this is when you create, this is step by step you can go through. Yeah, this is give you some idea which one. Yeah, this is the first you need to go step. The first step is create skeleton. Okay, let me play. Okay, once you get the skeleton, yeah, of course, yeah, when you see the character, yeah, the skeleton is already there. Yeah, so you can go to the go through. Yeah, you can apply the character to go through. Yeah, I think this the rig is already there. Yeah, and automatically they name the character one is reference. Yeah, I think is commonly once you create the Human IK rigging. yeah, automatically they put inside in outliner the character 1_reference. Then you must to do for the next after you get the rigging, then you can they adjust. Yeah, you can adjust one by one to I think is depend the character. Yeah, let's say this is the character that I want to apply. Yeah, that's why we need to adjust. Yeah, let's say you can decrease and then about the high and then width from this yeah, even though let's say hey, I want to the skeleton is more bigger, so you can see on my screen right now there is a scale and bones, so you can adjust. Yeah, yes, it's depend. Yeah, let's say hey, it's too small, I want to a bit bigger, then yeah, better go to the character scale, then you can put the number here. Let's say I want to increase the number. Yeah, actually this is will be increase, yeah, the size. Yeah, right now I try to adjust, yeah, to put, yeah, to adjust. Let's say once you get the human IK, let's say in the hand part, yeah, I think you need to one by one, but no worry because inside in human IK, when you see this tool, this is the symmetry. Yeah, I think this is the good the I can say this is the way, yeah, the way that you create more faster using the human IK. Yeah, because you only adjust one part, then another part is will be mirroring. Yeah, so no worry, you just only focus in one part. Let's say hey, I want to adjust this hand part, so you just focus and then you can fit the rig, yeah, inside your character. Then after that to another side, the opposite, so you can click this one. Yeah, this the button of mirror. Okay, let me continue. Okay, yeah, so this is I adjust like a thumb area, finger area, hand area, yeah, anything. Yeah, so we need to, yeah, do some precisely lah, because once you characterize your character, and then automatically if you want to change, yeah, you can change after, yeah, after you do some characterize, but yeah, you need to again, yeah, you need to repeat again from the beginning. And that's why I think this part you need to consider, yeah, consider about the how to fit your rig, yeah, your rig with your character. Yeah, that's why is one by one you need to adjust. And against, no worry about the offside of your bone. Yeah, because this is the mirror. Yeah, you can mirror. Okay, let me move forward. Okay, yeah, so you can adjust. Okay, once done, yeah, yeah, once done, I think, yeah, this is, you can click here, then you can apply, yeah, this one. Yeah, yeah, you can apply, yeah, to mirroring inside in this human IK. Okay, so this is the options at below. When I scroll down, yeah, okay, moment. When I scroll down, yeah, again, one step before I show you, this is the finger bones. Yeah, anything you want to, let's say, hey, I want to hide. Yeah, so I don't need to ring, thumb, anything. Yeah, it's depend your character. Yeah, again, but the finger bones, I think you can uncheck, which means you can hide, yeah, the positions. And also, this is the scroll down. This is a roll. You can roll out, yeah, your attribute. Then you can see any part of this rigging you want to hide and unhide. Okay, so this is the first step. Yeah, they call the skeleton. Yeah, the skeleton. Okay, this you can change, and then the second tab there is a definition. Yeah, which mean if one, let's say, yeah, when you create, yeah, sometimes there is the color is become red. Yeah, red, which mean you need to check. Yeah, you need to check your bone. Yeah, the position of your bone. Either let's say uh, yeah, you can reposition all the reposition on your character like a T-pose. Yeah, this is a T-pose. Yeah, that's why if something missing, if something reoriented, yeah, there's something reoriented from your character, this is indication. Yeah, let's say they put some orange, yeah, orange color or become red. Yeah, so you need to check. Yeah, if everything is okay, this will be checked on green. Yeah, which means everything is settled. Yeah, you're ready for the characterize. Yeah, okay. So I try to continue, even though you can check, yeah, moment, this is the example if you want to go through the hand part. Yeah, this is the drop down. Yeah, drop down. You can click the drop down button here between the left and right. Once you get the button, you press the button, and then this will be jump. Yeah, jump to the uh, hand part. Yeah, that's why you need to check. Yeah, at least everything is okay. Remark by green. Yeah, green indicator. Okay, once you get, and then okay, you trying, okay, the next you must do bind. Yeah, bind, which mean you can bind your between from your bond and your character, because once you don't you maybe you forgot the bind. Yeah, the character is, yeah, I think you're missing the bind, I mean. Yeah, you cannot move the character based on your bond. Yeah, that's why you need to bind skin. Yeah, I think this condition all the default. Yeah, that's why. So I reset everything here. Yeah, but you can check one by one, even though you can adjust one by one any option here. But mostly if you buy the default human IK, human rig, yeah, I think let all the things setting there, and then you can apply to choose. Yeah, apply and choose and close. Yeah, apply and close. Yeah, also apply, then yeah, everything there, and then suddenly when you see the bone right now, the bone color is changed. Yeah, the bone color is changed, but no worry. Yeah, when you rotate any part of these positions, yeah, this character maybe this is more a bit. Yeah, see. Yeah, this which means you need to paint with. Yeah, I think later the presentation I will show you how to paint with. Yeah, this is a bit to give some warning. Yeah, see my screen right now, which means the position which not on the T position or normal pose. Yeah, that's why. Okay, let me. Okay, after you do some bind, yeah, okay, to see any configurations. So even you can, yeah, even I want to do some the T pose, yeah, the default, yeah. So you can go to the skeleton, yeah, you can go to the default pose, yeah. So no worry. So right now, what I'm trying to do to show you about to trying to apply the bind, yeah, to bind between the skeleton and the character, yeah, which mean to see everything there. Okay. So okay, after this creating some the bind, okay, then we do some the characterize. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, no worry. This only I check all the things, getting everything is okay. So this is the part of the check by default. Okay. Okay, after this we go through the next step. Yeah, the next step. So we can do the character, and then we can put the control. Yeah, because when you do some rigging, you need to create some control. Yeah, control of any part. Yeah, I think basically yeah, you're dealing with the constraint. Yeah, point constraint, anything constraint with the bond. That's the manual thing. Yeah, but in this using the human IK, so the human IK is like a wizard. Yeah, everything there, then human IK set up all the controller. Yeah, automatically. Okay. Okay, let's move how to the create the characterize. Yeah, to create the control rig. Yeah, even though yeah, this is the okay. Let's say we want to see the orientation. Yeah, which mean this part. Yeah, sometimes the artist want to see the positions. So which mean the orientation all the same. Yeah, which means sometimes the orientation why something different when you rotate, when you trying to move any part. Yeah, you need to check. Yeah, you need to check this. Yeah, with this way. Yeah, by orientations, and then you can check this remark. Yeah, to informations. So if everything there is okay, the same orientations. Yeah, so you just only yeah you can create the orientation join. Yeah, these options. I want to primary axis by x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Yeah, so it depend. Yeah, it depend. You want to orientation. Yeah, let's say it's standard. Yeah, x-axis. Okay, so before we create the or we do the characterize, yeah, so let's say I think this is important one. Don't let character 1, character 2, character 3, 4, 5, yeah, on your name. Sometimes if you have more than one character, is a bit confused, yeah, sometimes a bit messy, yeah, which character, yeah. That's why this is important to give the or rename the character, yeah, to give your character. Okay, okay, let's say I put a body, yeah. Okay, so I move, sorry. Okay, so yeah, I can check everything. Yeah, this is the bind post. Okay lah. Yeah, everything okay. So I get back. So I go back to the human IK. So yeah, this one. Okay, we can go to, yeah, after we do everything okay. So we can lock. Yeah, before we do the characterize, don't forget to lock. Yeah, which mean everything settle. So you want to go to the move step. Yeah, so okay, yeah. So the next steps to create the character, to create the control rig. Yeah. Once the, yeah, everything there, when you see this is the control rig, yeah, automatically when you see you just click here to create the control rig, and then they change the skeleton or the bone. Yeah, and then they put some the curve. Yeah, this is the controller. Yeah. Okay, let's move. Okay, yeah. So even though you can hide and hide, this is the options when you go to the control part. Yeah, which mean everything now the FK, IK, everything there. Yeah, this is automatically set up by human IK. Yeah, and then after, yeah, okay, yeah. So everything there. I think this step, yeah, until this step quite okay. So we move to next step. Yeah. Okay, we move to another slides demo. Yeah, so we can see the another approach. Yeah, from this uh, character. Yeah. Okay. So I move is there. Oh, I think this one is okay. Okay, I think I move to next slide. Yeah, sorry. This is the next slide. So in this demo, yeah, this is how to use the quick rig. Yeah, because in Maya there is a couple things to create the bone. Yeah, so you can create by manually one by one, which means you can go to the rigging and then you can create the bone one by one. Yeah, or either you can using the human IK. Yeah, and then there is another they call the quick rig. Yeah, the quick rig. I think what the difference between the human IK and quick rig. So we will see. Yeah, this is the quick rig. Yeah, the quick rig, inside the quick rig tools. Yeah, there is two options. Yeah, one click, which mean one click. Yeah, when you select the one click, automatically all from A to Z. Yeah, A to Z. Yeah, automatically to Maya they create the bond. Yeah, automatically. But in the second options, there is step by step. So you can put the point. Yeah, Maya only put the point inside this character. So you need to define which point part. Yeah, at let's say, hey, I want to change the point from this one. Let's say automatically they put here. So you need to adjust, yeah, too precisely. Yeah, okay, let's say this demo. So I play. The first I'm using the one click, yeah, which means why error, because I need to select, right? Yeah, because once this is the, please choose your character only at least one mesh anything, otherwise this be error which coming, yeah, will coming to show your on your viewport. Okay, so I select it, then automatically 1 2 3 4 boom, yeah, automatically all the rig setup easy. Yeah, because this is the auto rig. Yeah, automatically they create all the things. Yeah, inside on your character with the T pose. Yeah, this is the quick rig, which mean the one step click everything there. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, so I forgot. Yeah, I on the bone previously. That's why this is double. Yeah, I think actually it's not double. Yeah, the first when you have the character, Yes, this is the way to using the quick click with the auto rig. Yeah, which mean everything there. Yeah, but yeah, let's say yeah on the leg part, yeah, this is not precision. That's why yeah, this is the I think the cons. Yeah, the cons of using the quick click. Sometimes the positions, yeah, the position of bone is not precision fit to the character. Yeah, that's why one rig, this is for the, yeah, I think the simple, yeah, the simple one, yeah. But there is the second, yeah, because based on this demo, the character, the component like a glove, like a shirt, like a shoe, everything in one character, which mean blend everything in one character. But let's say if I have the custom character like robot, yeah, robot is which part is the separate, right? Yeah, let's say a shoulder and the hand, yeah, and the finger, everything is separate. Yeah, so which mean if you have some character separate, yeah, like robot, yeah, you need to define everything you put here. You can add, yeah, there is a plus, yeah. In this demo is, yeah, I think this is the simple one, yeah, everything there. So I don't have any effort to pick one by one the component, yeah, the component here in outliner from the character. So yeah, if you on the, yeah, this is you need to create, yeah, the first, and then yeah, automatically the character shape 4, yeah, 44 here. Yeah, this character automatically we select it. But again, if you on the custom character, yeah, which part of of this character, which mean part leg, part shoe, anything separate, you need add one. Even though you can select by shift on your outliner, yeah, select shift on your outliner, then you can add, yeah, inside in quick click. Yeah, this is automatically give Maya some list, yeah, which list you want to add as a quick click. Yeah, okay, yeah. So this is the another options. Yeah, this is the guide. Yeah, when you see this is the first step, second step until the five step. I think the skinning. Yeah, I think they own the skinning. Yeah, but I think this demo only the four step. Yeah, we need to another demo. Yeah, about the skin weight. Yeah, I think this one. Okay. So this is the embed method. Yeah, every method there is options. Yeah, which mean you need to read detail. Yeah, once you get the quick read. Yeah, so you need to read detail, yeah, which I need to prefer. Yeah, that's why you need to detail. Yeah, that's why you need to see, yeah, which apply, which quick trick will be applied on this character. Okay, yeah, for examples, yeah, so currently I'm using this typical the imperfect mesh, which mean, yeah, imperfect. I think the perfect mesh or imperfect mesh is depend, which mean let's say if you character like a monster, yeah, something which like not humanoid, yeah, I think some part is a different part of the humanoid. Yeah, I think you need to unperfect. Yeah, so once you get to create, yeah, once you get create and update automatically on your screen right now, there is a point they put. Yeah, again, this is the random. Yeah, sometimes they put far from this position. Yeah, that's why you need to reposition. Yeah, again, you need to repositions to get more easy. Yeah, again, this is have the mirroring functions. Yeah, just you just only click one point, and then it will be copy to another point the same positions. Yeah, by click this is mirror, mirror to right, mirror to left. Yeah, again, this is how to we define. Yeah, but we need to carefully to define one by one. Yeah, again, especially if you have the custom character, yeah, you need to do some manually. Yeah, yeah, this the symmetry. Yeah, symmetry character, this is more easy. Yeah, because same. Yeah, all the things the same position, but custom is more effort. Okay, so I'm trying to put to arrange one by one. Yeah, like a torso. Yeah, torso part, head, hand. Yeah, anything. So I only one by one. Years. Yeah, that's why we need to do some precisely. Let's say, hey, after we create the rig or characterize, so what happened? Yeah, what happened? Is there any possible we can go back? Can, yeah, no problem. Yeah, but you need to effort again. What I'm trying to do to reposition. Sometimes we need to reposition. Yeah, we need to repeat again. Yeah, sometimes if we want to change. Okay, so after this, yeah, again, yeah, this part, I think I have do some mistake. Why? Because I forgot to define at the foot position. See, yeah, once I forgot to define the any part, yeah, any part of your human IK from the with the quick rig, I mean, with the quick rig, I think, yeah, this one, see, yeah, this is missing. Yeah, that's why I do some mistake. Yeah, so I repeat again. Yeah, I repeat again process. Yeah, so I try to one by one. Yeah, okay, let me. Okay, yeah. So I think, so I move. Yeah, I think it's I already fixed because on foot area, so I forgot to reorient it. Yeah, that's why. Sorry, reposition. Yeah, I mean the repositions of your rig. Yeah, it's a bit hard. That's why I need to repositions again, and then okay, after this, yeah, so I select the, yeah, the character, and then again same, we do the same with the bind. Yeah, I think the same result. Yeah, this is the between the difference between using character by the human IK, yeah, and the quick rig. The quick rig, I think the pro is the, I think the advantage. Yeah, the advantage, I think easy. Yeah, easy. You just, if you have the standard character, typos character standard, I think easy. Why? Just you click the character, then you can follow the step inside the quick rig tools, and then they put point, and then you just only to orientations your or reposition. Yeah, repositions your point, then you just click to create the skeleton and then control rig. Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference. Okay, so I think we move to another demo. Yeah, again, if you have any question, I think end of this webinar there is a Q&A session. So even though you can write in the chat, there is a chat. Yeah, so you can write there. Okay, yeah, this only to check everything there. Okay, when you see when I move this rig, yeah, the part of the head, this is stretch. Yeah, that's why we need to do some pain weight. Yeah, I think this is the step. When you see part of a this part is not normal. Yeah, so I need to do some part any locations. I need to do some let's say the pain weight. Yeah, see, this is stretch. Yeah, this is I think need to avoid. Yeah, to avoid. Yeah, that's why we need to check. Yeah, so we can go to the skin. There is a pain skin weight. Yeah, pain skin weight, and then you can define first which area. Yeah, the skin cluster. Yeah, and then after that, yeah, after you select it, yeah, automatically your character became the like alpha channel. Yeah, the color between the black and the white, which means the black is not cover and the white is covering. Yeah, that's why your cursor automatically change, yeah, from the cursor into the pane. Yeah, that's why when see my screen right now, yeah, this is parts. Yeah, I think which part. Yeah, I think we need to go with the paint weight tools. Yeah, that's why we need to define. So we don't go to the outliner select one by one. No, we just go to the paint weight. Yeah, there is a part. Yeah, one part is selected automatically. This is indicate the coverage area. So even let's say you can add, yeah, the area, even though you can cover the area, even though you can delete, yeah, or we call the unpaint, yeah, unpaint area, paint, unpaint. Yeah, so this one I try to resize the brush stroke by press the B, yeah, the B on your keyboard. Yeah, which mean everything is Yeah, this is the way to how to do some pen weight. Yeah. Okay, the pen weight. Okay, so I think I move. Okay, so I paint any area, some certain area, but again, yeah, after this we need to cross check, yeah, because sometimes, hey, this is area I want to cover with the torso area, and once I get back to the character, once I get back, hey, something weird, yeah, that's why we need to recheck, yeah, cross check everything. We need to cross check, yeah. Once you do, you play around with the paint weight, you need to cross check, right? Okay. Okay, so I move. I think this is the process, the way to do some paint weight until, yeah, maybe you can check the area, which area. Sometimes you need to sometimes it's happening, yeah, happening once you move. There is some certain area they flip, yeah, they flip the surface. That's why you need to cross check, yeah, otherwise you missing, yeah. That's why, yeah, okay, I said I think it's move. Yeah, so I move. So I trying to, okay, this part. Once I get to this left foot, yeah. So when I move the left foot, yeah, automatically I see which part. Yeah, I think this part, not the whole part. This area. That's why I only, yeah. This is we need to, yeah. See, yeah, yeah. Sometimes the surface is flipping. Yeah, that's why once you get this pen weight to fix, yeah, to fix the surface flipping, yeah, something like that. Okay, okay, yeah. So this is only cross check and try to fix the surface, yeah, the flip surface area from your character. Yeah, this is talking about the pen weight. Yeah, that's why this is the important how to adjust, yeah, the area, yeah. So this is I'm trying to check which part still yeah, this is take time, yeah, of course, yeah. The pen weight sometimes it takes time, yeah, to get more precisely and perfect, yeah. That's why it takes time. Okay, this is the way to do some the pen weight. Okay, so I move. Again, this is the options from the brush. Yeah, there is a profile. I think the scale, yeah, the scale you can press B on your keyboard. Yeah, I think easy. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you just hold the B and then you can move your mouse, yeah, to up and down. Okay, I think this is part of the how to do some pen weight. Okay. Okay, so we move to another something new in Maya 2026.1. Yeah, this is happening in 2026.1. So there is a new tools. Yeah, they call the Motion Maker. I think the idea is Motion Maker is the, yeah, yeah, I can say the AI things. Yes, the AI things, because they create in between animations. Yeah, let's say, yeah. So I try to describe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's say before when you apply, let's say this is your character, right? And then you create some pet animation, right? So you attach, of course, yeah, you attach. Then, yeah, the character, yeah, of course, they can running follow, yeah, this pet. But how about you create some like a or walk cycle? Yeah, so walk cycle, yeah, walk cycle, let's say, yeah, they walk cycle. So you need to one by one, yeah, you need to one by one key animations, yeah, key animations, yeah, by manually. But this is the idea from the motion maker. The motion maker is will be the Maya AI tools. They analyze between one pose, yeah, one pose to another pose. Yeah, that's why they create some certain some collection of this motion. That's why the Maya is predict. Yeah, the like walk cycle, they running, even though the simple jumping, yeah, like the anticipation, yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's why this called this the idea. This the motion maker. Yeah, this is available only for Maya 2026 update 1. Okay, so how it works. So yeah, this character I'm trying to apply with this from this before, the character before. So this is the motion maker. Yeah, so again, how to get the motion maker. So you can go to the Windows, and again you need to update, yeah, 2021 update 1. Yeah, if you don't show on your Maya, which mean, yeah, you need to update. Yeah, let's say you're on right now the 2026. Hey, where is the motion maker? There is no motion maker on my Maya. Yeah, because you don't update to the version 1. Yeah, that's why you need to update to 2026 update 1. Yeah, okay. So you can go to the Windows, then you can select the animation part. Okay, go to the animations editor. Sorry ya. Moment is too fast. Okay, until you get to animation editor, then you can see the brackets, the green brackets, which mean if you open right now Maya, if when you install, yeah, Maya new versions, there is also, yeah, there is, of course, there is a green bracket, which means this is something new. So once you get update, yeah, the version 2026 update 1, so you can go to the animation editor, so you can see the motion maker editor. Yeah, so this is the motion maker editor. Once you get the motion maker editor, so this is the panel, yeah, or the editor. Inside in the motion maker editor, there is a character. Yeah, there is a character. Yeah, this is the character from from Maya. Yeah, these characters is will be like motion data. Yeah, so that's why this is the options. Yeah, so the character, the default character, there is two options. Yeah, that's the female and male. And of course, and also there is the, the dog character. Yeah, this is for the quadruped. Yeah, four legs. Yeah, that's why this, I think by default only uh, three characters right now. Yeah, I think for next update, yeah, I believe they add some more motion also. Okay, so I select this, import these characters. Once I get the characters, yeah, there is a like a layers. Yeah, when you see here, this is the layers. The layers, which mean this is the basic male that I selected, that I choose, then automatically on my viewport, this is character inside. Yeah, inside this character. Yeah, that's why you only see the white character inside. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, T-pose. Okay, so this is the male, and this is the movement, which mean the default, this is the idle condition. Idle condition, which mean, yeah, they can move, they only standing, default, by default. Yeah, so which mean the default, you can add, let's say, hey, I want to add the jump. Yeah, so right now there is a jump. Yeah, a jump motion inside in motion maker. Yeah, so how to generate, yeah, again, how to create this motion maker works. Okay, the first, when you see the outliners, once you apply the motion maker, when you see in the outliner, there is a path locator. Yeah, see on my screen right now, there is a green one under, yeah, under the character, which means this is locator. Automatically, when you apply the motion maker, there is a locator. Yeah, this is the default locator, which means this will be animate. Yeah, not the character. Why? Because the character will follow this, and Maya, as the motion maker, as the AI things, yeah, they will be predict. Yeah, they predict about this character. Yeah, from A, let's say from A to B. Yeah, let's say something like that. Yeah. So again, yeah, once you get, don't forget to put the key. Yeah, sometimes I think last time or sometime, yeah, there is a question. Hey, so how is not working? Yeah, so how working, because they don't seems any motion on, yeah, on the screen. Why? Because you don't set. Yeah, put the key, or you can press the S key on your keyboard. and then you can set, yeah, how far your character will be moved. Yeah, let's say frame, I think frame is 200. Okay, 200 frame. I want to create the motion maker in 200 frame. Then I decide, yeah, in the last frame, so I put the key. Okay, let's say, yeah, let's say, okay, I move again. This is the first frame. You put the key, and then, yeah, you go to the last frame, end of your frame. Then I set the animation key, yeah, by press S, yeah. So again, yeah, this is, yeah, I think this is normally, yeah. So why the character is not running? Because you need to generate everything you can change on your screen, animation part, anything, yeah, you need to generate. Yeah, you need to generate with this button. Yeah, that's why how it works, right? Okay, generate this button until when you see at the bottom there is a progress bar. Once you generate, the character right now is running. See, now the Maya, the AI things do some the process, yeah, the running, yeah, the running pose. Okay, so yeah, I need to visual. Okay, because I need to see the path. Yeah, let's say why? Because next I want to change the direction, anything. That's why I need to visualize by the trail, the motion trail editor. Yeah, so you can go to the visualize and then you can choose the motion trail editor. Yeah, until you get a, this is the path animation, right? But right now the character is running. So the question is how to change the directions. Yeah, let's say, hey, I want to more curve. Yeah, this is the straight. So I want to change the curve. Okay. So I decided, yeah, which frame I want to change. Yeah, let's say in frame 114. Okay. After I decide which frame, so I try to move the locator. Yeah, again. Yeah, to once you move the locator, so you can press S to put a key, because if you forget to put the key, yeah, it's nothing happen. Yeah, because this is the common question. Hey, so I want to change the positions, so how come, so I don't see any movement, any changes on my screen? Why? Because the first, after you decide, hey, I want to change all this direction. That's why after I change this direction, so I put the S, yeah, or keyframe. Yeah, this is automatically. Again, once it's done, you need to generate. Yeah, before generate, I think you cannot see anything changes on your screen. Again, you need to generate. Okay. Okay, so I move. Again, I move. Yeah, I move. Yeah, so I move. Okay, and then generate. After I generate, so this is will be changed of the orientations. Yeah, this is will be changed. Yeah, everything done. Okay, after this, I want to apply my character to the default motion maker character. Okay, let's say in this position, I want to this character jump. See on my screen right now, you just right click. So there is two options, two available of motions, default and jump. Sorry. So this is like a layer, right? I think it's familiar when you do some, I think if you play around with the Premiere, Adobe Premiere, the layer base, yeah, anything you editing for the video editing, yeah, I think it's more familiar. So you just right click, jump. Okay. Yeah, again, you need to generate everything you need change, and then I set back to default because I don't want to jump along this, yeah, distance, because it's a bit, sometimes it's a bit weird. That's why you need to define, yeah, until what frame, yeah, the jump will stop. Okay, see the character now jump. Yeah, this is how motion maker do. Yeah, I think this is yeah, I think the first, yeah, I think the first from the AI something do, I think is quite okay. Okay, so I'm trying, I want to create some loop jump in one layer, and then don't forget to generate. Yeah, even though, okay, let me okay, yeah, it's a bit weird, yeah, because the frame, yeah, sometimes, yeah, that's something. This one is loop, they jump. See, this is looks like it's not jump, yeah, but sleep, yeah. Again, we need to, yeah, predict, and then, yeah, the frame we need to change at long, okay, yeah. Okay, so after this, so we can apply, yeah, after this, after we decide with the motion maker, yeah, okay, so I'm trying to, okay, to edit, yeah, again, we edit everything, yeah, the character jump. Okay, that's one good, yeah. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it happen. You need to check, yeah. You need to check about the movement layer, yeah, between the, yeah. I think is if too short, sometimes they predict, yeah, because this is not perfect 100%. Hey, this jump like what I want. No, yeah, but this is only the Maya they predict, but the AI things they predict in between. Yeah, that's why sometimes it's a bit, hey, this is a bit weird. That's why we need to check inside in the layer movement. Okay, okay, yeah. So yeah, again, so I try to, yeah, let's say, yeah, hey, I want to change because this locator they animate in one directions. Let's say I want to change the direction, so you can go to the attribute. Yeah, you go to the path locator because this is the path locator. Then you can change, there is the orientations, yeah, orientation by default they put 0, yeah, so they, you can slide, yeah, you can slide to right, yeah, to get the, and then change the orientations, yeah. Okay, let me, okay, again you need to set a key, again, yeah, you need set a key, then you can change. Okay, yeah, so I move, see the orientation, so I change back to 0, yeah, to change to the default. Yeah, so the orientation I put 0, then put key. Don't forget everything you change, you put a key. And then again, you need to generate. Yeah, you need to generate to finalize. Yeah, to, yeah, otherwise you can see anything changes on your screen. Okay, okay, so I scrub my slider. Okay, yeah, once I the orientation, when you see the character right now is a bit change of orientation, yeah, the movement. Okay, this is the same directions until, yeah, I think we need to zoom because the positions, yeah, they point, yeah, they point to the left. Okay, so I move again, yeah, this is when I apply with the rig, yeah, I think the default rig, just easy, this is my character, yeah, this is the character they call a body. Then we can point to the, let's say, the motions, yeah, from the motion maker. Yeah, this is the standard of biped from the motion maker. Okay, just click the, yeah, oh yeah, so yeah, I think missing. Okay, this one. Okay, yeah, now the character the follow the biped from the motion maker. Yeah, so I try to hide this character, yeah, the biped, I mean the biped character. Okay, so I try to move and then to play around. Yeah, yeah, I think this is the I think the advantage when you trying using the motion maker. Yeah, just update your Maya to 2026 update 1, and then see the motion maker. See, yeah, they jump. Yeah, I think, yeah, a bit missing the orientation. Yeah, we need to see, again, we need to the orientation because, yeah, when you see the head point to another directions, yeah, I think we need to slow. Yeah, okay, but again, this is how to apply the animations with the motion maker with your character. Okay, okay, I think this one, okay, once again, yeah, this is the new thing coming in rigging, but I don't not too detail on this part. Yeah, because this is the new things. Yeah, because, and how about the Bifrost? If anyone don't know about the Bifrost, I think Bifrost is coming in Maya in 2015. Bifrost itself is the fluid simulation in 2015, but right now starting in 2020 versions, Bifrost is the visual programming. Yeah, which means if you do some a lot, yeah, visual programming. This is for the VFX artists, yeah, for VFX artists, let's say they dealing with the visual programming. Bifrost is provide these tools for the artists to play around to create more to more attractive effect. This is the first time, right? But nowadays, when you see 2026 coming, Bifrost is there is a rig tools. Yeah, this is the Bifrost focus. Bifrost for the power user and Bifrost for the non-programmers. Yeah, there is two. Yeah, so I jump. Yeah, what's this coming? Yeah, so to access how to play around with Bifrost. If you don't familiar with Bifrost, so you can try inside in Bifrost browser. Right now you have the rigging. Yeah, so you can play around, yeah, with the rigging tool, even though you can apply, let's say, the how to say, yeah, this character, yeah, anticipate, sorry. Yeah, so this character, let's say I want to walking centipede. Can you imagine if you create by manually? Yeah, I think how long? Yeah, how long you can finish, yeah, your rig. But right now, if you have the project like the snake, everything, like the centipede, even though you can use this rig, yeah, this is already there. Yeah, Maya provide, even though you can customize. Let's say, hey, I want to this is too long, I want to make more shorter. Is that possible? The answer is yes. Yeah, this is the bifrosting. Yeah, it's a bit, yes, it's a bit complicated. Yeah, this is a bit complicated because this is the node base. Yeah, the node base. So if you willing to learn, yeah, there is a lot source inside in Autodesk channel. Yeah, in YouTube. Yeah, so let's say I want to. Yeah, this is part like point. Sorry. Yeah, so I move again like point join anything. Let's say I want to change the higher, yeah, to our character is higher, so you can change the leg join count, everything. Yeah, I think setup. Even though I want to spine, it's too long, I want to make short. Yeah, no problem. So you can do everything. You can custom. Yeah, this options. This is generated by this visual programming. Yeah, I think this is not automatically, but let's say the spine joint count, the spine height, anything there. So you can check, yeah, inside in Maya. Okay. So I move, yeah. So I try to, yeah. I don't want to more depth, yeah, about the sessions about the Bifrost, but I will show you how to access. Yeah, this is the new graph. Yeah, there is the input output. Yeah, like a programming. Yeah, like a flowchart lah. Yeah, there is an input output. Then you can define. Yeah, let's say in this part. Yeah, starting in 2025, 2026, there is a rigging. But 2026 they put another feature lah. Yeah, let's say the module, and there is a template module. Yeah, so I don't do more. Yeah, I think this one, these simple things, the way to create a join. Yeah, I think I move until see. Yeah, trying to create this join. Yeah, to create more flexible by using the Bifrost rigging. Yeah, even yes, yeah, this is a bit complicated, but once you get there, and then you can modify by state animation by state. Yeah, this is by default by animations. By you can change to the rest. Yeah, I think you can see the rig right now is not relative to the base. Yeah, I think once the advantage by using this Bifrost by rigging, yeah, maybe and the first time you take times, you need to learn. Yeah, the learning curve is not easy, right? It's not easy, but in the next, if you have capacity to create the visual programming like this, I believe this is more easy, more faster you create for the custom rig. Yeah, this is the way the Bifrost provide for the rigging. Yeah, to create the custom rigging. Okay. Okay, I think this is the example of the Bifrost procedural rigging. This is by Akasaki. Yeah, so from the YouTube channel. Yeah, so I took here, let's say they create a belt. Yeah, this is all the things create by Bifrost. Yeah, to create Bifrost, yeah, using the rigging like this one, like this yeah, yeah, shirt, anything you create, yeah, by done by Bifrost. Okay. So I think this is shortly. So this is something new in 2026. If you already knew about the Wonder Dynamic, right now Wonder Dynamic is a part of the Autodesk. Yeah, what is the Wonder Dynamic? Yeah, Wonder Dynamic is the AI. Yeah, so you can apply your CG character on your footage. Yeah, I think this I play because the time.
They say all great stories start with a sense of wonder. And what if bringing those stories to life wasn't limited by our resources, but only by our imagination? Welcome to Wonder Studio, where making movies with CGI is as simple as selecting your actor and assigning a character across cuts and automatically animates, lights, and composes the CG character directly into the scene. Whether it's one shot or a full sequence, Wonder Studio analyzes and captures everything from body motion, lighting, compositing, camera motion, and it even tracks the actor's facial performance. All the artist needs is a camera. Filmmaking is a medium of creativity and collaboration between artists. There's no AI that can replace that. Wonder Studio was built to empower those artists while still keeping the existing 3D process in mind. Alongside the rendered results, Wonder Studio gives you the ability to export the individual layers you need to deliver your final visual effects shot. Whether it's lighting, camera, or animation, you can maintain full control and make detailed adjustments in 3D space. From the paintbrush, to the typewriter, to the camera, tools have always been an extension of the artist, a means to help our voices be heard. With Wonder Studio, we hope the world hears yours.
Okay, yeah, that's the Wonder Studio. Right now is a part of the Autodesk, which means this is the solutions for the artists to create some, I think, a short, a short with your footage and then blend to your CG. Yeah, by the way, the CG is not only support in Maya. Let's say you're on the Blender. Blender also Wonder Dynamic also support for the Blender for the CG. Yeah, that's why this is the I think I can say this is a good solutions. Let's say if you create some the pre-visualizations with your project, yeah, I think it's quite good. Even though the new features, yeah, they can import for the camera tracker. Yeah, I think let's see for the next move. Yeah, I think this. I think we have in. And yeah, I think one thing, this is the Wonder Dynamic. They the linking park, yeah, the video linking park, they using the Wonder Dynamic to create the live footage. Yeah, this is quite good. You can, yeah, I think the emptiness machine, yeah, the video from last year, they using the mocap solution with the Wonder Studio in actions. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think this is the end of the our presentation. Don't forget to scan our, we have the Autodesk, we have a group in Datech Solution website and update anything update. So everything is put there. Yeah, let's say, hey, what's the new update? So yeah, I always every month I put the content, everything update. Yeah, yeah. So you can scan. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I think we have the Q&A moment. So I can see any questions.